Okay, testing the mic quickly. Okay, check this. Okay, check. What the hell? There's a little bit of a delay there. I didn't realize the delay was that much. Anyways. So we are back with Kyoto Colorful Days. So we will be looking at this, of course. Played it last time for a bit. Basically went past the intro, the introduction area. Gonna show off my model real quick because why not? Rigging by me, art by me. Here's like all the expressions. Thank you for coming to my stream, by the way. So we will be playing this. This is a busy week for me, so there will only be one more stream this week, unfortunately. Maybe one. But anyways. So yeah, art, rigging, live 2D, everything by me. Let's jump into this, Kyoto Colorful Days. This will not be in Japanese because this is just too advanced for me. I can't, like, I can't handle it. So, yeah, anyways. We're gonna jump into this. For some reason, if I click a different window, like, it just automatically minimizes the game. It's so strange. But anyways. Load. Where were we? Day 2. I guess right here. Continue. I wish it had furigana, but it does not. Sate. Kyou wa dou shiyou ka. Sate. It's like, well, what to do today? But yeah, we're just gonna go with English because I need furigana. Right, what shall I do today? Madoka offered to teach me about Japan, so maybe I should call her. I take out my cell phone and pull up the number Madoka had entered yesterday. I'm just about to press the call button when... Oh, actually, let me get rid of the wings. There, that way it can actually be seen. When I see a familiar face coming towards me. Akane, are you shopping for supplies again today? You seem to have even more bags than yesterday. I sure am. Today we have a lot of group bookings, which means I've got to get almost twice the usual amount. Akane's shoulders are weighed down by way too much shopping for her small frame. Well, they come to our famed cooking, so the least I can do is make sure we have the freshest ingredients so our wonderful chefs can demonstrate their skill. Don't you serve food you've made yourself, though? Akane looks shocked. She's like, ah. Well, maybe not like angry face, but anyways. Shocked by my question and shakes her head vigorously. We couldn't possibly serve my cooking to a customer. They're paying customers who come specifically to eat our restaurant. I just help out. I do hope to cook someday, but since they pay for the privilege, we can't serve half-assed food, and it's going to be a long while before mine is good enough to serve. She smiles wryly as she says it. However, I catch a glimpse of her dream of serving her own cooking shining through in her expression. I'm searching for something that I have the same feelings towards as Akane does for this. I think it's amazing that Akane has already found the elusive thing I'm seeking. Anyway, I'd better be getting back to the shop. Good luck. You're job hunting again today, right? Yeah. It's like apparently... With a cute little self-motivating grunt, Akane hoists up her shopping and turns her back on me. Turns her back on me. Turns her back to me sounds more natural. What should I do? Should I give Akane a hand or call Madoka like I originally planned? Alright, let's save. Look for work alone. Call Madoka, help Akane. Let's see. We'll flip a coin. I don't know, heads Akane, tails Madoka. Tails. Alright, Madoka. Maho shoujo. Although it pains me a little to ditch the struggling Akane, I decide to call Madoka as I'd originally intended. I mean... Okay, I kind of feel bad, like, leaving her to, like, carry all that stuff. Alright, whatever. I'll change my mind. Help Akane, whatever. I'll lend you a hand. Give me that bag there. But you were concerned about my work situation and stuff, weren't you? I can't just leave you after seeing you in a tough spot. It's like, daijoubu. Kimi. Yowai. Dakara. Ore wa. I don't even know how you'd say this in a sentence. Ore wa. Oh, Kimi wa tasukete kure. No. Would that be asking to be given help? I'm not sure about, like, saying to help. Thanks. Oh, Kimi. You're really kind. I'm not used to this, so it's kind of embarrassing. She mumbles the words, her cheeks flushed red. Then I'll take you up on your goodwill again. In return, you can come and talk to me whenever you have a problem. Oh my gosh, free advice. Free advice. How do you say advice in Japanese? How would you say advice? I forgot. I knew the word, but I forgot. Anyways, I might not be able to help, but I can definitely listen to you vent. Her fervent attitude is so adorable that I can't suppress a grin as I agree to her terms. Oh no, she roped you into helping her out again today. I really am terribly sorry. When Akane and I enter the restaurant with our bags, the man who had spoken with me yesterday rushes to relieve me of my burden. Ew, it's all good. It's not like I asked him to. Akane puffs her cheeks out indignantly. I'm gonna be honest, I don't even know what indignantly means exactly. She's right. She didn't ask. I'm the one who offered to help her, so please don't scold her. I back Akane up and explain it to the man. This is not the problem, young lady. What do you think you're doing getting help from a customer, even if he did offer? The man snaps. Well, he's not really snapping. It says the man snaps, but he's like smiling and speaking pretty damn calmly. Oh, okay. The man snaps as he spins back to face Akane and begins to lecture her. But I think this says snaps as in retorts. Anyway, I've got to show Ariel to a seat. Ariel. It's like Greek pronunciation, Roman letters. Lion of God. Changing the topic, she grabs me by the hand and shows me to the interior tatami room. The interior tatami room. That would be the... How would you say that in Japanese? Tatami heya no oku? Just like those three words. Oku no tatami. Is that tatami? I'm not sure. But also, she has a Kyoto like accent, so it's a little different. One customer coming through. Hey, Without even waiting for a response, she drags me by the arm into the same room from yesterday. Man, it's like I'm being kidnapped. Taskete. That just reminds me of Yotsuba yesterday. Her freaking running, just screaming, Taskete! Taskete! Onegaishimasu. Dare? Dare ka? Taskete! It was hilarious. Yotsuba's definitely really funny. I wish my Japanese was more advanced so I could read it much more, smoothly. It can't be helped. Alright, now I'm stretching. So why I'm making like weird noises. Kind of tired. Right, we treat our customers to whatever fresh produce we pick up that day. So it's a challenge for the chefs to come up with the menu. Since they can't predict what ingredients they'll be working with, I guess they have an idea of what they'll make if they're given certain produce, but still, it's pretty amazing. She's like, yeah, I don't tell my chefs what they're going to make today or what they have at their disposal. I just buy random stuff, and I'm like, here you go, figure it out. If you don't, you're fired. I'm deducting your pay. And then I'm firing you. I use deadpan humor, by the way. It's my thing. Anyways, while I'm eating a chopped mushroom side dish, Akane speaks with a rapt expression that shows her respect for the chefs. You really love your job, don't you? I can really tell that you have pride in your work. So, really? It's kind of embarrassing to hear you say that, but yeah, I love this job. Shotto hazukashi ne. The customers who enjoy our food, and my parents who work their hardest, even though it's stressful and they barely get any breaks. I have pride in all of that. Slave driver, I see. It's stressful and they barely get any breaks. It's like, your break is when your shift ends, damn it. Anyways, I'm envious of you. I don't have anything to devote myself to like that. It's not like I felt that way at the start, Actually, in the past, I hated it. My eyes widened in surprise at her words. I can't imagine Akane was so dedicated to her job, having negative feelings towards it. My parents raised me strictly since they wanted me to succeed the restaurant. My mom put on a nice face for the customers, but she's pretty harsh. Felt like the role of succeeding in the restaurant was forced on me before I had a chance to decide my own future. I decided there was no way I was taking over the shop. She lays down her chopsticks. Chopsticks, I think, is hashi, and speaks haltingly, with a far-off look on her face. At school events, it wasn't my parents who attended, but one of our longtime waitresses. My family wasn't like other kids, and I hated it. But since you're talking about it in the past tense, it's different now, right? You just said you're proud of it. One day my parents said to me that this restaurant is something our family should protect, but if I was against it, they would permit me to leave. They said they wanted to leave the restaurant to me because of how precious it is to them, taisetsu ne. But that they might have pushed those feelings too hard. I see. Your parents sound like great people. I mutter quietly and Akane smiles happily. Yeah, I think so too. I guess it was after that I started thinking I should try and face up to my role. It felt like now I understand that they genuinely wanted to entrust it to me. I could see things differently. And so, after a lot of thought, I decided to accept my parents' sentiments and succeed the restaurant, although I'm still an heir in training. She says it jokingly, but I can sense the conflict she must have gone through behind those words. I wonder if I'll be able to smile like you one day. Eh? You're here where you are now because you overcame your troubles. I wonder if I'll be able to get over this apathy one day and find something to smile about. Atarimae. Of course. Or damn right. Atarimae. Of course you will. There'll always be obstacles thrown in our way, but they're there to be overcome. She clenches her fist tightly as she responds to my words earnestly. By the way, you were looking for work, weren't you? Did helping me interrupt that? Akane is looking at me apologetically, and I wave my hand around to deny it. It's like, yeah. Definitely not. Things haven't been going so well, and I'm planning on taking my time looking, so don't worry about it. But you'll be running out of money while you take your time, right? Maybe it's better to find something sooner than as soon as possible. Well, I guess I have to think of the realities like that, but I have enough for expenses, so you needn't worry. I'll help you with your job, Hunt. I mean, it'll just be reaching out to my friends, but I can do that much. You don't need to do that. I wouldn't want you to do that much for me. Don't sweat it. I'm not saying you have to take any job I find. And if you're not interested, it's fine to turn them down. Thanks. But I'm still gonna try finding something myself. I was going to do some hunting after this. Soka, really? I see. Oh, I understand. Soka wakata. After filling my belly with food at Asahiya, I thank Akane and the staff, then take my leave. Is he getting food for free? Because, like, he's not working or anything, so it's like, you're just spending money you don't have. Spending money you don't have. A credit card bill is going to be crazy. Oto-san. Now then, what's going on? Can't go running around the place and we have customers? Oh, sorry. I just wanted to talk to you about something. About what? Remember yesterday I told you about that foreign guy who's looking for work? Oh yes, the one who kindly helped you out. What about him? I'm wondering if maybe he could work here. Akane. Sorewa. That's not possible. I would of course like to help him, but we're not a charity. We can't really hire someone inexperienced. I mean, you can hire someone inexperienced because people gain experience through lived experience. That logic is pretty flawed though. We can't, maybe they're not able to hire someone inexperienced right now, but to say, like, to expect someone to be experienced in a field, they have to be given the opportunity when inexperienced to grow in it. It's a weird, like, logical fallacy to say we can't hire them because they're inexperienced, but then they're inexperienced because nobody will hire them. Right? So, yeah. But maybe they're only looking for, like, chefs that are quality or something. I don't know. Still, flawed logic. You're right, it'd be difficult with things as they are. Well, I'll think about it, but don't get your hopes up. Okay, thanks. Oh yeah. Well now, whatever's the matter? You look quite glum. Well, I'm thinking about my afternoon plans. Over lunch, Ken comes in carrying a tray. Oh, Ken, sorry, you came to check on me even though you're busy with work, didn't you? Are you here to clear up the plates? I'll help. I am. But I was also about to take a break. Is this your first time drinking matcha tea? I heard it's a much more bitter version of green tea. So much so that you have to drink it together with sweets, right? It's not that bitter. It might be a bit much if you're not used to it, but if you temper it with the sweets, it creates a nice bittersweet flavor. You know, I think that matcha is a lot like life. Life? We're talking about tea here, right? Life isn't always sweet, is it? Just like with this matcha, there are bitter experiences, and you have to find ways to temper those in order to enjoy it. Don't you think that sounds like life? Well, when he puts it like that, I kind of get it. Ken has a real knack for Japanese philosophy. You said you're taking your time. But it seems like there's an impatience in your heart that even you yourself are unaware of. It's fine weather you're out today, so why not go out sightseeing somewhere instead of shutting yourself up in your room? Sightseeing? Fortunately for you, there are many sightseeing spots in Kyoto. If you go to one of them, perhaps a new path will open up before you. In the way of tea, there is a phrase, savor every moment. In the way of tea, that's hilarious. It means that some encounters only come once in a lifetime. If you shut yourself away, you won't be able to meet anyone. His words are mysterious, while the contents are preachy. I don't feel like he's lecturing me. While they're preachy, he doesn't seem like he's lecturing me. People use the word preachy, and it's kind of weird how they use it. Instead, I get the feeling I'm receiving gentle advice, and I decide to do as he says. You're right. Like you said, I'll go out and get some fresh air. There's actually somewhere I want to go anyway. Strangely, it feels as though a weight has been lifted from my shoulders. It reminds me of the phrase, Kier killed the cat. I've never heard that phrase in my life. I wonder if my mental state has been having a deep effect on my body. I've never heard that phrase in my life. I've heard curiosity killed the cat, not Kier though. Oh, so yeah. Right. Akane came by earlier. And you also had a call from another girl. I think she said her name was Madoka. Akane and Madoka. Going out by yourself would be lonely, so how about inviting one of them? Mine's like playing wingman for him. Doshio. What should I do? Alright, we're gonna save because this is a big thing. We'll save over this one. So these two are big choices. So invite Akane or invite Madoka. I guess, like, obviously that's going to influence the route going. But let's see. I'll go Akane. I'll invite Akane. I wonder if she'll be at Asahiya. Oh, I think so. I mean, when she learned that you weren't here, she said she was going back there. I mean, it makes sense. She'd probably be there. She literally works there, lives there. Yeah. So, I'd be surprised if she wasn't. Be like, what? Then I'll go call by Asahiya. I'll go call by Asahiya. Or I'll go visit by Asahiya. I'll go visit by Asahiya. I don't think I should say visit. Call by sounds strange. I don't think I'll be home that late, but if I'm not going to be back by dinner, I'll give you a call. What is he, your parent or something? I'll give you a call if I'm going to be late. The hell? You needn't worry about that. There are plenty of places to look around, so take your time. I guess maybe they just serve dinner at a certain time. That's why. Otherwise, that's kind of weird, yo. Like, dude's not your parent. Oh, she's like business casual now. Looks nice. I like the kimono though. Oh, arial. I went to the Yuki-Yoen earlier. As soon as I enter the restaurant, Akane's voice greets me. Yeah, Ken told me. He said you'd come back to Asahiya, so I thought I'd drop by. Are you busy right now? Busy is isogashi. Ima isogashi ka? That last line. Ima isogashi. Oh, I kinda got it right. Ima isogashi ka? Daijoubu ya. Uchi no shigoto kyou wa mo owateru shi. She's saying, oh, it's okay. The already finished today's work at the house. Or already finished today's work. So daijoubu ya. Uchi no shigoto Kyo wa mo owattaru shi. Soya kara. How do you replay? I need the audio for this. I need furigana. Furigana hitsuyo. Needed. Necessary. Furigana inai. Yonde muzikashi. My broken Japanese. Anyways, I have my phone, like, because I don't have a phone holder, I have my phone, like, leaning on my monitor, so it's actually blocking part of the dialogue. So I can't actually, like, see the full thing because my phone is blocking part of it. But when I grab my phone, for some reason, the dialogue just disappears. Anyways, we'll do English, like I said, because it's a little too hard for me. I'm like, I don't study according to the JLPT order, but I mention I'm equivalent of N4 level, maybe upper N4 level, just to give reference there and also reference for myself. But I think this is like at least N3. Especially because there's no furigana, it's probably like at least mid to upper N3. Visual novels are hard, though having audio makes it a bit easier, but yeah. I think most visual novels are probably like N2 equivalent level. But if it has audio, it makes it a bit easier, so maybe like N3, depending. But yeah, I need furigana. Really? Then I'll show you around Kyoto. Is there anywhere in particular you want to go? No, I hadn't really thought of anywhere. If there's anywhere you recommend though, then, you know, I'd like to go there. How about Fushimi Inari Taisha? Fushimi Inari Taisha. Nandakke? Wakaranai. Kono Atari? That area? That Kono mono, that thing? Fushimi Inari Taisha, huh? That's the place with all the torii gates. Oh. Fushimi Inari Taisha. Taksan Torii. How do you say gateway? Deiri Guchi? Taksan Torii Deiri Guchi Aruna. I think so. Tabun Serifu. I'm not sure. I think so though. That's the one. Then let's go. That's the one. Then let's go. Akane pulls me by the hand and we set off towards Fushimi Inari Taisha. Whoa, I haven't seen it in guidebooks, but like the real thing is nothing short of a masterpiece. I'm gonna put the wings because I want to. Anyways. That's a nice shot of her. Oh, I know, right? I was bowled over by it when I first came here too. But why are there so many torii here? Nande taksan torii koko ka? Don't most other shrines only have one? I can only speak in like broken Japanese. I'm gonna try like doing like hello talk or something else. Probably. I think I'm gonna start doing that in a week or two. To work on my speaking. Because I need to work on my Japanese speaking. I've been working on reading and listening. Supplementing that with little apps. Supplementing, because those are tools, not the pillars. Not the foundations. But yeah, I gotta work on speaking more. But when I listen to stuff, I try to repeat it a little bit, which is speaking, but need to do like conversation. Like actually speak to someone. Kaiwa Hitsuyo. Ne. For Nihongo Manabu. Nihongo no Manabu. Kaiwa Hitsuyo, I think, is necessary. Hitsuyo. I think so. Or perhaps unbeknownst to me, there are lots of shrines with multiple tori. I actually want to go to Kyoto. I want to go to Japan. Kyoto, Hokkaido, and where else? Kyoto, Nihon Ryoko, I think, is travel. I'm not sure. Ryoko Hoshi. Or Soko. Soko? Ryoko? Soko ka Ryoko. Kyoto. Yeah. Hokkaido. I think they have like a fox village and stuff. Want to go there. I think there's a rabbit village too. I don't like rabbits though. Usagi ski janai. Do not like rabbits. One of the bastards bit my leg when I was like 10 years old. And no one believed me, even when I went to show them bite marks. I'm like, I have bite marks on my freaking leg. And like, no one believed me. And I was just like, I wanted to fight them. I was like 10 years old. I'm like, these freaking people. I think there are 6 different sizes labeled from 5 to 10. Of course, the bigger you go, the more expensive they are. As far as I know, there's nowhere else you can do that. So that's why so many tourists come here. Huh. So if I wanted to dedicate a tori, I'd be able to? I don't see why not, but there are other shrines that have claims to fame too, like the Sano Shrine in Nagasaki. So there's a unique shrine like this in Nagasaki too. I've not seen it myself, but I hear they have a tori arc with only one post that the locals call the one-legged tori. One leg? Huh? I've never heard of it. I want to check it out if I ever have the chance to go to Nagasaki. But first, I've got to do all the sightseeing here. Yep. While we're here, why don't you buy a charm? They have loads of different ones here, and I hear they really work. A good luck charm? Sort of. I don't believe in good luck charms, but I wouldn't mind getting one just to support the place and the upkeep of the site. My gaze lands on a charm for work. It's just a simple red design, but it is the words on it that attract me. Oh, good luck in employment, huh? My mom bought one of those for me before. It's supposed to help you accomplish your goals. A charm to help accomplish my goals. Will it work for me even if I don't know what it is I want to accomplish? You might not know what you want to do, but you know that you want to do something, right? I think that's enough. For some reason, my internet's just running really bad. It keeps dropping tons of frames. I don't know if I have to like update OBS or what the hell is happening, but yeah, with OBS for the stream. Anyways, the gods help people in trouble. I don't think the god of this shrine is the kind to abandon someone like you who's got their head screwed on. Akane clasps my hand tightly in hers, encouragingly as she insists. She sounds surprisingly religious. Because I think like most Japanese people aren't really religious. Culturally, like in the past, it was Shinto and Buddhist, but I'm pretty sure it's more atheist nowadays. So they go to the shrines and stuff, not religiously, but just more for like cultural tradition. Which also means it's kind of lost its meaning over time. Because the reasons people go are different than in the past, right? I get the impression that she's even more fervent about this than me. Oh, that's him saying. I get the impression that she's even more fervent about this than me. And I can't help but chuckle. Chuckle, haha. Oi. Nande warao? Nande warao? Chotto, nande warao? Hey, why are you laughing? I was being totally serious. Yeah, that's why I'm laughing. I mean, it feels like you're taking this even more seriously than me. I laughed because I'm happy. Back in my hometown, none of my friends ever encouraged me like you did just now. Although, oh, so you didn't have like the best support system? Sounds like. Although I guess I also didn't really talk to anyone about it. At this, Akane stares intently at me for a moment, then pokes me in the forehead. You know, worrying by yourself doesn't solve anything. It can be embarrassing to talk about stuff, but they say to ask. Maybe a moment's shame, but not to ask, maybe an everlasting shame, right? Is that a Japanese proverb or something? Proverb. How do you say proverb in Japanese? Proverb. I actually learned this earlier. I saw the word earlier, but I actually forgot. I'm just curious. I'm gonna look it up because I forgot. Kotowaza. Kotowaza, proverb. Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to learn that word earlier, but it's still rough in my head. I koto oboenai. Kono kotoba. Kotowaza? Or whatever. The proverb. To rephrase it, it means it might be a bit embarrassing to talk about something, but if you don't ever talk about it, you'll stay embarrassed forever. The other way she worded it sounded much more poetic. I'm not quite sure I get it, but I understand what she's trying to say, and I smile vaguely. While you're in Japan, you can rely on me. I might not be able to do anything, but I don't want you worrying all on your own. Yeah, got it. If I'm in a bind, I'll come talk to you. Really? We're in the presence of God here, so you can't lie, okay? She sticks out her little finger. Pinky promise? We link our fingers together like this and swear it. She takes my hand and almost forcefully entwines her little finger with mine. Pinky promise pledge, if you're lying, I'll make you drink 1,000 needles. Pinky promise. I've heard sayings like that. Similar ones in the West. After shaking our joined hands vigorously a few times, she lets go. You're amazing, Akane. Just seeing you being so energetic makes my worries fade away. Huh? Are you saying I'm an idiot? That's so mean. Even if you think it, don't say it. No, that's not what I meant. I was feeling embarrassed of myself for being so wishy-washy. Wishy-washy is like lukewarm. How do you say lukewarm? Nemui or something? But not literally lukewarm, it's like figuratively. Wishy-washy. Yeah. If you act all gloomy when you're worrying about something, it'll make you even more depressed. Even if it's a problem that can't be solved right away, I want to smile through it. I'm glad I came out with Akane today. Her smile and her words are enough to bring me out of my funk. I should be getting back soon. I've got to help with the preparations for tomorrow. Preparations. Yoi, prepare. Yoi, yeah. Kyo wa arigato. Tanoshikatta. Thanks for today. I had a fun time, a great time. If you had fun, let's do this again sometime. I like hanging out with you too. Akane waves goodbye and I take my leave and make my way back to the ukiyo-en. Alright, I've definitely got to find a job tomorrow. I have a little bit of leeway, but my money's still disappearing. I mutter to myself, trying to dispel the oddly fretful mood I'm in after I'm done sightseeing for the day. Glancing down at my cell phone, I see the light indicating an unread message is flashing. Huh? A message from my mom? I open up the message and find that it's telling me to come back home soon. Go home, huh? Whether I stay or go, I guess either way it's up to me. What should I do? Doshio kana. I feel like there are still things I have to do here, but I also have doubts about whether I should stay in a country where I'm a foreigner. Akane. Madoka. No, I can't go home yet. I'm worried about Akane. There's a kind of sadness behind her cheerful expression. We might do both routes. After Akane do Madoka, maybe. I owe her a lot, and there's no way I can just leave her and go back home. I'll drop by Asahiya tomorrow. After murmuring that to myself, I slowly close my eyes. Day 3. I head out to look for work. Wow, Kyoto's amazing. Everything's made of wood. How are these wooden buildings still around after hundreds of years? It's like, how do they keep termites out? I'm supposed to be looking for recruitment posters, but before I know it, I'm completely entranced by the scenery. How do you say it? Entranced. Entranced. I saw it in a book I have. Where is it? Entranced. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but to be entranced was, what was it? It was in a book I read, a short story Japanese book. But I can't remember the word off the top of my head. Utorisuru, to be entranced. Utorisuru. Utorisuru. Yeah. I know the word, but I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Well, I guess that's part of Kyoto's appeal. As I'm walking around thinking about this, my stomach suddenly lets out a loud gurgle. It's like onaka itai. I glance around. Sure that someone must have heard the unexpected sound. And it's like, hazukashi ne. But either they didn't hear or they're pretending not to, as everyone just walks on by indifferently. I should eat something. I mutter to myself, then I start towards the one restaurant I know, Asahiya. And it's like, I'm friends with Akane, time to get some free food. It's like they're gonna hate him, he keeps going by. He keeps getting free food, they're gonna be like, get out, please. Inside the restaurant, an elderly man is talking with two younger men in suits. Are they supposed to be like Yakuza? What's going on? The mood here feels tense. The two suited men are looking down on the older man intimidatingly. The elder man is frowning and saying nothing in response. I should probably leave. I get the impression that I shouldn't be here right now, so I turn to leave. Turning back at the sound of my name, I find Akane looking at me in surprise. Kite kure hatta. Kite kure hatta. He came. Yeah, I was thinking of getting lunch here, but Then I'll take you somewhere good. Hang on. Ignoring my protest, Akane grabs hold of my arm and drags me out of the building. Man's hungry. He's like, "Onaka ga sukimashita." Once we're out of the restaurant, Akane doesn't say a word, but just keeps pulling me along determinedly by the arm. Akane? I call her name hesitantly, but she doesn't seem to hear me and just keeps striding on. Tunnel vision. Akane. Oh, my phone fell. Yeah, it's not on a stand, it's leaning on my monitor. Give me a second, let me fix this. I'm trying to use my Japanese study books to prop up my phone from falling. I don't have a lot of books. I don't have any textbooks. I don't recommend textbooks for learning a language. It's very boring way to learn, and it's not actually very efficient. It works as a tool, but it's just an inefficient, boring tool. But I just have a few short story books and other 2 books. This time my shout gets through to her and she looks at me in surprise. What do you mean, what? You weren't answering me. Oh, gomen. Sorry, I was just thinking. She finally comes to a stop. Where are we going? Doko iku no? Ima doko iku no? Doko ni mukatteru no? It's where are we facing? Where are we headed towards? Doko te where? I wish there was a furigana option. Akane repeats the words back as she looks around us. Right. Kanko ya kanko. Kanko. Kanko ya kanko. So kanko is sightseeing, I guess. Kanko ya kanko. What? Nope, don't want to do that. I'm going to lose all progress. Kanko ya kanko. Okay, if that's what we're doing, then let's get to it. Kanko. Gurgle. Is that his stomach? Kare wa onaka ga sukimashita. I guess stomach is grumbling, or onaka itai, stomach hurts. I heard onaka itai, I guess that could be for stomach pain, but also if you're just hungry. Having overheard the terrifying noise my stomach made, she looks at me with wide eyes. Sorry, she definitely heard that just now, that's why she's looking at me like that. I mean, I don't see why you'd be embarrassed about that. You're hungry. Just get some damn food. What if she thinks I'm super greedy? How's that greedy? What? What kind of logic is this dude jumping through? It's quite the circus act. It'll just be a short walk. I'll take you to the best restaurant in Kyoto after hours. With this way, she starts leading me by the arm again. So I let Akane drag me along to the best restaurant in Kyoto. After Asahiya, of course. After lunch, Akane takes me to one of Kyoto's most famous Kenko sightseeing. Kanko sightseeing spots. The Phoenix Hall is the most famous building inside the Kyoto Temple complex. Phoenix Hall, that sounds awesome. Before us is a perfectly symmetrical scarlet and black building. Why is it called the Phoenix Hall? That's a good question. It's like, see how it's kind of shaped like a bird spreading its wings? Yeah, now that you mention it. Oh, so that's why it's red. The two symmetrical wings, hane, are reflected in the lake before the building, making them appear even bigger and more majestic. It all makes sense now, and Akane smiles and nods as I gaze at it in admiration. The sight of that expression on her and the vermilion building behind her leaves a deep impression on me. It's like this place reflects her, or maybe like she's meant to be here. There's no trace of the flustered, brooding expression she'd worn when we left Asahia. I haven't known her long. Maybe I misinterpreted that look before. Machikaita. Ma kiteru no? It's like, oi, can you hear me? Are you listening? Akane shakes my shoulder, interrupting my thoughts. Sorry, I was just thinking. Geez, listen, what are you? I'm giving an explanation here. I apologize hastily, then, with a peeved expression, she indicates the hall with her arm and questions me. It's like I am quizzing you on what I just asked you. Hey, so have you seen this building somewhere before? Let's see. I look at the bird-shaped building. Now that you ask, I do feel like I've seen it before, and recently too. I try to remember where I've seen it. At least I know I can't have seen the real thing before. This combination of black vermilion and vermilion is a real rare one. I'd never forget seeing it. Perhaps it was on a poster at a station or something, but that also doesn't seem right. It's more like I've seen the silhouette before, rather than the actual building. Boop boop, Zandan. Too bad, time's up. What? You didn't tell me there was a time limit? Shock. While it's irrational for some reason, I feel disappointed. I couldn't answer. Well, I guess that's like one of the cute things about girls. While I've been thinking these irrelevant thoughts, Akane has pulled a coin from her wallet. The correct answer is right here. Kore deshita. Oh, it's on the coin. She shows me a 10 yen coin. Sure enough, embossed on the coin's surface is an image of the building we're currently looking at. Aha! I knew I'd seen it somewhere, so it was here. I take the coin from Akane and examine it closely. Although it's a little dulled, I can still make out the many fine lines of the design. Also, do you see the phoenixes up on the roof? You mean those gold statues? Facing one another on each end of the roof of the central building is a sculpture of a phoenix. That's the one. That's the one. They're drawn on the 10,000 yen bill. Huh? Really? But when I pull out my wallet to check, I realize that I'd left all my large bills in the safe at the inn. Darn, I don't have a 10,000 yen bill on me right now. That's a shame. Although being here somehow makes me feel like I might get rich. Nani sore? What the heck is that about? I've never thought that. Akane goofows loudly at my words. Goofows. Goofows? I've never heard that word in my entire life. Not once have I ever heard the word goofows. I've never heard that word in my entire life. Not a single time. Like, what? However, although I don't know how to explain it, there's something a little off about that laugh. What is it? It's like she's exaggerating somehow. Thinking about it just now, when I'd been in awe of the building, the way she nodded had seemed over the top, and maybe I'm getting the wrong idea, since I haven't exactly known her long. but I feel like maybe Akane is forcing the laugh. There's something bothering her. I want to offer to listen, but maybe it's rude for someone who barely knows her to butt into her business. Ask. If it's rude, I mean, if you ask, it's just because you care, right? And if she doesn't want to share, then you just apologize for overstepping the boundary. Is something, but she's clearly bothered by like what happened earlier. Smile disappears from her face and she looks up at me in surprise. I mean, ever since we left Asahiya, you've been acting kind of strange. Kind of strange, not strangely, or acting strangely. Not kind of strangely. If you want to talk to me about it, please feel free to. It might help to get it off your chest. Get it off your chest, like it might help to, talk about it, express it. Not keep the worries pent up. I let her know that she can talk to me anytime, and Akane hangs her head, her eyes fixed on the ground. Until just now she'd been smiling. I start to worry that maybe I'd been rash to ask. Okini, thanks. Okini. Then Akane smiles, wiping away that fear. It's not her usual carefree smile, but unlike before, it's natural. I follow Akane to the bank of the Kamo River where it's quieter. The wide river is shallow and the banks are dotted with couples sitting together and chatting. I wonder if we look like a couple too. As I'm thinking this, Akane sits down on the embankment and motions for me to sit beside her. It's like, oide. Sobani. Feeling a little awkward, I do as she asks and sit down next to her. Over there you can enjoy a meal while gazing at the Kamo River. She tells me as she points to a small deck protruding out from a building. Oh, that looks fun. I'd like to eat there sometime. It's like, why didn't you go there? It's nice to cool off here in the summer, but I think it's also elegant to enjoy looking out at the snow scene in winter. Elegant. I guess I mean, like, you feel refined. It's hard to explain. Akane falls silent. I'm unsure whether or not I should press her, but in the end I decide to wait for her to speak. Sometimes when you decide to talk with someone about something, you don't know where you should start. Back in my hometown, I'd had the same experience. Excuse me, I burped. Back in my hometown, I'd had the same experience myself many times. I'd want to explain something to my friends or family, but I'd end up telling it all wrong because of some weird misinterpretation or misinterpretation of nuance. Finally, I realized that I wasn't getting through, and I'd give up on talking about it at all. I don't want that to happen to Akane. I'd never expected my own experiences to be useful here in this foreign country, but now I wait patiently for Akane to speak. It's not until the couple nearest to us have stood up and left, and another couple has taken their place that she opens her mouth. Those two men at Asahiya earlier are trying to acquire the restaurant. I hadn't been prepared for the economic lingo, and it takes me a moment to process her meaning. I'm sorry, I didn't really get that. They're trying to what? Gaishu. Acquire it, to buy us out. Oh, I see, a buyout. Right. Wait, a buyout? Seriously? I realized that my overly shocked reaction must be strange. You mean some company is trying to take over the restaurant? That's not what those guys are trying to do. How do I put this? They want to buy our land. Land? Why do they specifically need Asahiya's land? How do I explain? In Japan, land speculation is a big thing. Usually you wouldn't make much of a profit by buying a small plot of land like ours. But if you buy up all the land in an area, the value goes up, and so does the land price, right? I see, I get it. So they're trying to buy up all the land in the area. Akane nods in confirmation. They're using quite, like, forceful methods too, like harassment and stuff. Because of that, we've had a decline in customers, and at this rate, we won't have any choice but to close up and sell up. I mean, if it was me, I would, like... I would... If it was me, I would probably call the cops to have them removed. But if they continued showing up, I would tell them to leave. And at that point, they're trespassing on property, so I would physically remove them, to put it kindly. She stares out sadly over the flowing river. I'd heard a bit from Gramps about how in Japan children have often inherited the family business from generation to generation. I mean, that's pretty common, like, everywhere, usually. Usually family businesses are passed down, right? Asahiya seems like a family business, so it's probably been passed down through generations of Akane's family. So they'd be having to give up on this restaurant that's been in their family for generations. Not being Japanese, I don't quite get just how important succeeding a family business is. Okay, that line is, like, kinda ridiculous. It's very silly. Because succeeding a family business is common in many, many parts of the world, all over the world, not just in Japan. Though maybe that tradition has kind of died out a little, softened in the West, but it's still there. It's historically and presently, and even if it's presently to a lesser degree. But I can understand how upsetting it must be for the employees to see an old, beloved place be torn down. That's why I'm shocked by Akane's next words. That's why I wanted to employ you, but I couldn't. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Right now, you should be thinking about the restaurant first. I don't know what's going on with, the frames. I keep losing frames for the stream. I don't know why it keeps dropping. Hopefully it's okay. Don't worry about that. Right now you should be thinking about the restaurant first. Despite the situation they're in at Asahiya, Akane's been thinking about whether or not I could work for them. I don't know if this is a Japanese trait or an Akane trait, but I think she's being a bit too kind. I guess that's why she can be taken advantage of by people like those guys in suits. That's a very weird line, to be honest. And also, like, they're not strong-arming them, they're trying to do that by forcing them to buy out the land. Trying to force them to sell the land as they try to buy it out. Weird line. Anyways, I wish there was something I could do. I mutter unthinkingly, and Akane smiles weakly. You're really kind. Kimi wa yasashi na. Okini. But this is my problem. Okini. I guess that's how they say things in Kyoto, the dialect. Okini. She falls silent. I don't know what I should say, so I just gaze out at the river together with her until finally the sun sets and we both go our separate ways. Akane won't just lose the store, she'll also lose her home. Yeah, because they live there, right? Watching the slowly sinking evening sun, I hurry along the road to the inn. By the time I arrive back at the inn, night has completely fallen. Back in my room, I toss my things onto the table and flop down onto the tatami. Not wanting to do much else, I stare up at the ceiling and count the grains in the wood. Wooden buildings are nice. When you don't feel like doing anything, you can just look up at the ceiling. I'm feeling weirdly moved by this when I hear Ken's voice from outside. Welcome back. May I come in? Oh, Ken, sure, come in, it's open. Now that I think about it, there's no lock on the sliding paper door, so of course it's open. He slides the door open and pads quietly into the room. Oh, what time should I bring her dinner? I suppose you'll be taking a bath first. Oh, that's what we do in Japan anywhere. I wonder why they take a bath and then eat dinner. Maybe like if you eating dinner, you feel full and start to feel sluggish and tired. So that way you're not too tired to take a bath, maybe? I don't know. I am guessing. Ataru. Would it be ataru? Ataru is to hit a target. Oh no, ataru would be to guess correctly, right? I answer without thinking, not really feeling particularly hungry right now. Maybe that was the worst answer to give. I remember my mom complaining that anything was the very least helpful response to what do you want to eat. Then I'll take you up on that. What around 8 suit you? That's when most other guests eat, so I'd be able to combine the cleanup. Sure, that's fine. I'm quite relieved to hear this. Perhaps he's being attentive of me in his own way. You seem down. Is something wrong? Was it really that obvious? I remember Gramps saying how sympathetic Japanese people could be. Right, maybe I should talk to Ken about it. He might have some words of wisdom. Still, I'm not sure if I should really talk about another family's private business, so I choose my words carefully. It's about an acquaintance I made after coming here. Their family owns a store, but it seems like someone's trying to buy their land. Is this about Akane? It's pretty obvious it's about Akane. The only two people you met here, other than Ken who owns the place you're staying, is Akane and Madoka. So it's one of those two. Japanese people really must be good guessers, as Ken easily figures it out. He goes on. It's like, no, you made it obvious. A friend you made after coming here who owns a store. Like, might as well have spelt her name out. I already know about that. It seems like they're entangled with a shady land shark. Yeah, seems like it. I respond vaguely, realizing that I can't hide anything from this man despite my efforts. And so, what is he, a detective in your mind? And so I was wondering if there's anything I can do. Although I know what I can do is limited, since I'm just a traveler who doesn't even know how long he'll be staying here for. He folds his arm and turns to himself. These guys are extremely coercive, so it's not going to be straightforward. Oh, sugui inai. Oh, sugui inai. I might be using that incorrectly, because suguni is... Sugu is soon or straight, right? But it might be straight literally. I think. I'm not exactly sure. I'm yawning a little. Yawning akubi. Shite. Boku wa tsukaremashita. Kinda exhausted. Kino, yesterday, kino, I don't know how to say it, nemeta taksan inai? Like, I didn't sleep a lot yesterday. I had an okay sleep. It wasn't bad. I didn't sleep well, but I didn't sleep poorly either. I did not have a bad sleep. It was okay. No doubt about it. So you could investigate those shady dealings. Ken holds up a finger as he explains. Asahi isn't the only place being approached with offers. All the stores are. Maybe you could team up with them. They're using unreasonable methods to buy, so maybe they've also done something on the wrong side of the law. Get everyone together to find the proof. I see, I get it. If we can pin a violation of the law on them, then these land sharks, was it? It'll be harder for them to use coercion. I mean, can't you just have them set for trespassing? Then again, they might just send other people. But I think it'll be really tough. Everyone dislikes conflict, and it seems there are some places that have already sold up. No way. Why didn't they fight it? They have to hand over the very land they live on. People have their reasons. It might be to do with money. If it came down to a fight, it would take a long time. A fight? Why would you have to, like, go to court over that? I think they mean, like, fight figuratively. Not literally. Not like they're gonna break out into a freaking, like, MMA boxing match, like UFC, like new UFC, like, knockoff. Freaking, like, land sharks and store owners just going at it. Perhaps he has friends who have already left town. Oh, that's him saying that. Never mind. I believe it's wrong to forcefully buy out land from people who don't want to sell. At least if Akane's family don't want to sell. Okay, that's incorrect. I think they should fight it to the bitter end. It should not say at least if Akane's family don't want to sell. It should say at least if Akane's family doesn't want to sell. If Akane's family doesn't want to sell, does not want to sell, I think they should fight it to the bitter end. Yeah, the English for that sentence is little off. But if they could team up with the other stores, surely they'd be doing it already. I think it's because my resolve is weak that this thought occurs to me straight away. The worry I have that I might be meddling might at the same time be a manifestation of not wanting to ruin things with Akane, but I shut those feelings away. I'm sure she'll be happy you tried to help. I thank you. You've given me a lot to think about. Ken smiles kindly in response to my half-hearted answer. Really? You can talk to me anytime. Let me save. Save over this one. Crap, that's the second time today people have overheard my stomach. Oh, his stomach is rumbling. Onaka ga tsukimashita ne. Onaka ga itai. Ne. Oh, that's a healthy sound. Ken laughs and my face feels like it's on fire. I don't understand why you would feel embarrassed about your stomach making noise. It's like you're hungry. Just eat some damn food. Just like stuff your face. What is it? Ichi kuchi, like a mouthful bite. One bite. Chikuchi is shitaru ne. Shitaru? Would you like dinner now? No, it's okay. I'll take a bath first. The short okay later, then Ken leaves the room. Day 4. Oire yasu. Ohayo-san. So welcome. Morning. Morning. Worrying over whether I should tell her about Ken's idea, I skip breakfast and head to Asahiya while I'm greeted by Akane's cheerful voice. I'm a little taken aback as I'd expect her to be down in the dumps again today. Sorry about saying all that weird stuff yesterday. Kino no komen na. Don't worry, I didn't think it was weird. Thanks, but don't let it worry you. Don't let it worry you. You should enjoy Kyoto while you're here, Akane says considerately as she shows me to an empty table. Oh, of course. When she's serving customers, she has to keep smiling no matter how tough things are. Now that I think about it, even when I first met her, she must already have been struggling with the buyout. Working in the service industry sure is rough. I make a silent apology to Akane as she opens up the menu and starts to explain it. We've got some great ingredients today. Why don't you try our recommendation? She points to a few of the recommended dishes. What should I do? Should I talk to Akane about it? Okay, so this is another choice. Let's save over here. Suggest cooperating with other stores. I would say eat first, especially because you're hungry. Eat first and then... Well, I'll think about it while I eat. I mean, they may have already tried this approach. I don't think that's an excuse. It's true. You haven't eaten breakfast. Just eat and then talk about it. The day is not short. Hey, there's something I want to ask you. While I'm eating my meal, Akane sits down opposite me. Yeah, what is it? About the buyout thing we talked about yesterday. So I've been worrying about how to approach the subject, but kind of leans in and starts to talk in a low voice so that the other customers can't overhear. I was thinking of trying to team up with other stores around here. Same idea. If we all work together, we might be able to get evidence of forced acquisition maneuvers or bribery. I mean, can't you just like record it like them acting like that? So she hadn't tried it yet. Perhaps I should have suggested it myself, but knowing that Akane hasn't given up makes me happy. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Also, I wanted to ask you if you're free. I'd like it if you came with me. Of course. Sure, of course I will. You've done so much to help me. I'd feel bad if I didn't do anything. Truthfully, I'd been worrying about whether it was any of my business until just now. But if Akane is game, then I have no reason to resist. If Akane is game, they're using slang. If Akane is game, like if Akane is okay with it, then I have no reason to resist. Seriously? Okini, thanks. So Okini is Kyoto dialect for arigato. Okini. She leaps to her feet, still grasping her chopsticks. Chopsticks, I think, is hashi. And clasps hold of my hand. If I'm being truthful, I was kind of scared about going on my own. Well, I get that. No matter how at fault your opponent is, it's still hard to stand up to someone. I might not be able to communicate things properly, but I can at least accompany you. I'll be counting on you. Now that it's decided, she starts urging me to get going, and I end up having to gobble down the rest of my food. Gobble it down, so like a mouthful. Ichikuchi. One bite, one mouth, one biteful. Akane and I exit Asahiya and decide to launch our campaign on the neighborhood right from the front door. First we go to the kimono shop opposite, and Akane calls out to the woman in the front. Konnichiwa, hello. Oh, Akane, what can I help you with? The woman seems to know Akane as she gives her a friendly smile. I wanted to talk to you about something. Is now a good time? Of course. Of course. What is it? It's about the buyout. The woman's expression changes the moment she hears those words. Looks like it's true that this whole area is being targeted. I might not have been in Kyoto long, but there's one thing I've learned. The city is not as big as it seems. They all seem very close. I'm not talking about the land size, but rather the closeness of the local residents. Ken knew about the buyout too, so maybe it's already well known through the city. I see, about that. Did those two come back? Yeah, I was hoping you'd join forces with us against them. Join forces? The woman blinks, staring at Akane as though she's gone mad. Yeah, we'll all stand up and oppose those land sharks together. But what on earth do you plan to do? It's like, just beat them up. No, I'm kidding. The woman's face creases into a troubled frown. They've been harassing all of us, haven't they? So we get proof of it, and I'm sure they're doing something against the law. And if we can get that proof, I'm sure we can do something about it. However, she finally shakes her head apologetically. I know this means a lot to you, but I can't do it. People have their reasons. I recall Ken's words. Still, I have no idea what kind of reasons could make it better for someone to give up. Oh, why not? Akane seems to be thinking the same thing. It'd go to court, wouldn't it? And if that happened, I'd lose even more faith in my store. So if it went to court, they would lose money. Why would you have to take them to court, though? You'd have to take them to court to get them to stop harassing you. You can't get them trespassed or something. I think sometimes for civil matters, the police might not get involved for civil disputes, depending on the situation. So maybe that's why they would have to go to court, maybe? I'm not sure. It's better to move and start over rather than lose all trust, so I can't join forces with you. How would you lose trust, though, in the store? That makes no sense. Wouldn't you gain trust in the store by not, like, shutting it down to reboot? What she just said makes no sense. And I don't mean the English, I mean, like, just her speech just doesn't make sense. It's just illogical. Her quiet tone is apologetic. What she's saying is true. Business owners want to avoid going to court at all costs. Maybe she thinks going to court would look bad on the image of the store, maybe. But how would it look bad? Because it's not like you're being taken to court, you're taking someone else to court. As long as those circumstances are made publicly known as to why. But still, I guess it could be a bit messy. I can understand it logically, but at the same time I don't want to accept it. I'm sure it would be a hard blow to a trader, but why do the ones who had the right from the start have to give it up? Maybe it's because I'm still young that I can think like this. When I look over to Akane, her head is hanging in disappointment. Perhaps she's thinking of how she can persuade the woman, Akane. However, when she raises her head, there's an unexpected smile on her face. You're right, I understand. Sorry for bothering you. I say her name without thinking, not understanding why she's backing off so easily. Probably because she sees like no point in pressing it further with the kimono shop owner, the kimono yasan, no hito, the person of the kimono store. Saying ya is like It's a particle that indicates and. It's similar to to, but ya is usually used for lis. But ya could also be used for like, if it's put at the end of a store. So if you're saying like boshi ya, so you're saying like a hat store, or fukuya, or like a fuku mise. Mise is store, but you could say fukuya is like another thing for like a clothing store or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. But the ya, I think it uses the same kanji. Well, yeah. Anyways, I keep saying yeah. Anyways, LOL. Ikoka. Let's go. Ikoka. Or ikoka is like, shall we go? Shall we go? Ikoka. Akane. As soon as we've left the store, I call out to her, wanting to know the reason behind her strange behavior. What are you planning to do? Are you sure about just giving up on her? She smiles, but upon hearing my question, looks down at the ground. What am I going to do? Yashi, it's frustrating, but I have no choice but to give up on her. Does that mean you're not going to do anything? It can't be helped. People have their reasons. People have their reasons, huh? That phrase again. I can't understand how she can go out of her way to sympathize with other people's reasons when she's experiencing such hard times herself. I get that people will have their reasons, but surely, now that we've decided to do this, surely we should persevere. I mean, you can't press people if they've made up their mind, right? It's better to spend that energy elsewhere too, and then maybe they'll come around. Maybe they'll actually change their minds later, maybe. Well, nothing ever works on the first try. Let's go to the next place. After that, we go around store after store. Everyone is just as reluctant, and we don't get the responses we want. Some don't want any more harassment, others don't want us causing problems. All of it only serves to annoy me. They don't want them causing problems, but they're trying to solve the problems. It's like, we do what? That makes no sense. I understand in a way, because I don't know if the police would get involved because if it's more of a civil dispute, so you might have to actually go through a court system. So yeah. Akane, why aren't you more persistent? If you could just persuade them, they might help. Oh, what do you expect her to do to persuade them, though? It's like, she can't, like, force them to agree. I should have worked on that persuasion skill, that skill craft. Speechcraft skill. That's a joke. Because usually that's something you can level up in adventure games, RPG games, right? And just now Akane said she knew it wouldn't work. The fact that both Ken and Akane had predicted this would happen makes me think this isn't a problem with Akane, but a Japanese trait. This tendency to put people's needs first, no matter how much trouble you're in, and endeavoring not to cause them trouble rather than persuading them to help you. But if we give up now, there's no way we'll be able to get the solidarity we need. I'm not giving up. It's just going to take a bit more time to bring them around. But do we have that time? You're still being harassed, right? We'll be losing customers the whole time. Well, that's true, but if we press them too hard, they might lose any desire to join. That's why she's not pressing them too much. She doesn't want to, close the window of possibility for them changing their minds. I'm sure that possibility is not unlikely. Taking into account these people's dispositions, I tried to come up with a good way to persuade them, but nothing comes to mind. Well, let's give them some time. We'll cross those other bridges when we come to them. Alright. Those final words, we walk back through the evening streets towards Asahiya in silence. By the time we get back, dusk has descended. The sun is setting. Let's have something to eat. Come on, sit down. Let's have something to eat. Come on, sit down. Both Akane and I are fatigued after rushing all around. What are you doing in here with the lights off? Akane, you're back. Yeah, I am. And this is... I respond as politely as possible to his question. Ah. So, he's meeting her dad. Already meeting the family. Going to get married soon. Clearly. He bows courteously and I return the gesture. Since coming to Japan, bowing has quickly become natural for me. I'm probably thinking such frivolous thoughts to escape from the reality that we're not faring well. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself earlier, Mr. Wakamiya. Wakamiya-san. You've got your head screwed on straight for young one. Not at all. I'm late with my introductions too, and please call me Daigo. Oh, okay. Well, it's a pleasure to meet you, Daigo. Daigo responds with a smile. However, just like when Akane is forcing her smile, it seems that there is a shadow behind it. After getting introductions out of the way, Daigo turns to Akane with a grim look. I hear you've been going around the neighborhood pestering the store owners. Nothing gets past you, Dad. Don't try and change the subject. Tell me the truth. Oh, he's like yelling. Akane seems to shrink slightly from his sharp tone. I thought maybe I could do something to help, like if we joined forces with other people in the neighborhood, maybe we could stop the buyout. Soyataka. I see. Daigo mutters to himself and looks down at the floor as though ruminating over Akane's words. Akane, that's enough. Please don't do this anymore. Daigo looks up into his daughter's eyes and commands her. Nande ano? Why, Akane, if you push your luck, those two might do something bad to you. I can't let you put yourself in harm's way. Ariel's with me, so I'll be fine. If worse comes to worse, I can run away. I know this area better than them, so I'd be alright. You shouldn't get someone who's here on vacation caught up in this. And he drops his gaze back down to the floor. A bad feeling grows in me as I wait for his next words. He decided to sell. Sore ni nani? And what? Akane presses him impatiently, and with a sigh, Daigo forces out his answer. I've decided. Misero, uru, keshito. Uru, couldn't catch what you said, but I've decided to sell the restaurant. What? I'm selling this place. His words slowly sink into my brain like water being absorbed by a sponge. They're shocking and I don't know what to comprehend them. Okay, the English there is incorrect. That should say they're shocking and I don't... Oh, I don't want to... Okay, I get it. He said, never mind. He's saying I don't want to comprehend them. Like I don't want to understand them. I don't want to accept them. It's an odd way of phrasing it, but it makes sense. Are you serious? Akane's brain also seems to have finally caught up as she lashes out at her father. Daigo's fists are clenched so hard they're shaking as he answers that yes, he is indeed serious. I won't accept that. No, I won't accept it. Akane spins on her heel and dashes out of the restaurant. Akane. I still want to hear more, but I chase after Akane. Akane! Akane-chan. I know where Akane is as soon as I'm out of the store. She rushed to try again. That's because she's shouting in a voice way above the level of noise you usually hear in the quiet area of Kyoto. Onegai deshu. Kyo wa tasukete. I'd like to, but the store owner responds vaguely, looking troubled. Now she's going to press harder because they're about to lose it. If we all band together, I'm sure we'll be able to do something. Sekara, onegai shimasu. Sekara, onegai shimasu. So please, Sekara, onegai shimasu. Akane faces the silent store owners tenaciously, but the responses are less than stellar. Sorry, but we've decided to close down. Making their excuses, they hurry back inside their shops. Akane bites her lip in frustration. We're out of time. Jikan inaina. Just as I'm about to say her name, Akane mutters to herself. My gaze follows her small figure as she tilts from one side of the street to the other. Despite the frustrations I had, she's trying far harder than I did back in my home country. I gaze up at the sky as I think back on myself before I came to Japan. Although it's nighttime, the high summer sky above me is still faintly light. Is there anything I can do? Back in my hometown, I probably wouldn't even have considered trying to help. I don't know whether it's Kyoto's charm or Akane's that's making me think this way. Okay, let's say this is another choice. Help with what I can or watch over Akane. Watching over her, I don't know what that means exactly. Like he's looking out for her. Does he mean checking up on her and being there with her, or act or help with what I can? I mean, either way, you're helping with what you can. Is there anything I can help with? I tried to think if there's any way I can mobilize the experiences of my short life so far to help. Having said that, all I've ever done is study. Study. I think back on my time in my hometown. What had I studied so hard at university? What was my selling point when I was job hunting? Akane! The moment I realized that there is in fact something I can do, I chase after Akane. What's all this about? I warned you about stopping this nonsense. This is Daigo's response when Akane and I ask him to show us the restaurant's account books. Ariel, you just came around vacation, didn't you? I'd asked you to mind your own business. Well, he's right. Of course, he wouldn't show the accounts to just anyone, let alone someone just passing through. His answer is understandable, but I persevere and try to persuade him. I really want to save Asahiya. I studied economics back in my home country. Perhaps there's somewhere you could be cutting back. You say it like it's a simple matter, but I can assure you it's not. Besides, there's no way I can just show you our private accounts. Even if you're keeping the accounts properly, there's sure to be some waste somewhere. That's what I'm trained to look for. If I can find it, you might be able to recover financially. That might be that might be so. But it's not our way to cut costs to the point that quality suffers. That's good. You don't want to cut back on quality. But then please let me know what areas can't be touched. I'll look for other places where costs can be shaved. So please show me the accounts. No, that's not the issue at stake here. Daigo stubbornly refuses to show us the restaurant's account books. Dad, now's not the time for this. If we lose the restaurant, then it's all over. I mean, if you're planning to close it anyways, why not show the account books? What do you have to lose, right? I know that. Then show Ariel the accounts. Surely at this point, there's nothing to lose. That's not the point. Even the staff aren't permitted to view it. Daigo, I know that it's an unreasonable thing for me to ask when I'm just a random guy here on vacation. But I really love Kyoto and Asahiya, and I don't want it to disappear like this. So please show me the accounts. Besides, Akane lowers herself in a deep bow to her father. I'm asking you to. Please, Dad, let him take a look. I mean, really, if you're planning to close down anyways, what do you have to lose by letting him see it? Right? What do you have to lose? Nothing. Daigo knits his brows for a moment, deep in thought. As the silence stretches on my waist, starts to ache from holding the position and I almost lift my head. But seeing Akane maintaining her bow, I decide that wouldn't be wise and give my protesting muscles a mental slap. Man's like, well, my achy breaky back. He's like, my achy breaky back, my back can't handle friggin' just bowing. Fine, you in, I'll show you the account books. Akane's head pops up at her father's words. Otosan. Arigato. Then she bows to him again. I copy her again with a very obviously clumsy bow. But if you're going to really do this, you better give it your all. With that, Daigo heads back into the back of the store to retrieve the account books. Arigato, Ariel. Ariel. That's the name of my character, arielaltairch. Greek sort of pronunciation with the Romanized letters. For the first and the last is like Arabic. Lion of God and flying eagle. Thus, a griffin is born. Akane clasps hold of both of my hands and shakes them up and down so hard I swear my bones rattle. It's still no more than a faint hope, but seeing Akane's smile makes me glad there's something I can do to help. Now that I think about it, this is the first time I've been glad I went to university. When Daigo finally returns with the account books, Akane dashes back out of the store to talk with the neighbors one more time. Okay, day 5. Yeah, I'm gonna save this, gonna end it here, the stream, because I'm hungry and stuff. We'll probably stream this next week. I will be streaming Yotsubato. So be Yotsubato no manga yonde Nihongo o manabu. So we'll be doing that. Konshu tabun, probably this week. Mokuyobi ka Kinyobi tabun. It'll be in the evening though. Thursday or Friday evening. Probably. Because I'm very busy this weekend. My cousin's getting married. Then on Sunday there's like a Japanese cultural festival in a nearby city that's free to go to. So I'm going to be going to that. Because it's free, why not? I wouldn't mind going if it wasn't free, if it was depending on the price, but it's free, so definitely go check it out. Never been to it before. So I'll be very busy this weekend. This weekend will not be a stream. There will be no stream this weekend. Yotsuba, I will probably stream Thursday or Friday. Not guaranteed. It is not guaranteed. Like I said, probably. And then yeah. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So Thursday or Friday, Yotsuba. Kyoto Colorful Days, will probably be finishing it. We might be finishing it on, I don't know, next week. Probably the stream next week will be a long one. We'll definitely finish Akane's route and probably do Madoka's route as well. And that will be next Monday. That'll be Kono visual novel Kyoto Colorful Days Senshu Owate to finish. I don't know if I'm using that properly. Maybe Monday or Tuesday, Getsuyobi Kayobi. Monday or Tuesday. It'll be around the same time as the stream today. But yeah, for Yotsubato will be streamed next weekend. But as for this week, it will probably be streamed the Thursday or the Friday. I'm not sure which. And I might not stream it either of those days, to be honest. We will see. Because I'm very busy and I want to finish, like I've done character designs, though I'm not posting them yet. But for a manga, I'm planning to submit for a contest. So I'm trying to get that done, and I will get that done. Though the great thing for that contest is apparently it's okay if it's not fully finished, like shaded in, which is great. So that's a lot less stress for me, and I'm going to be doing that. I got for that contest, I think, what day is it today? What day is it today? 14th, 13th, 12th? The 12th, I think. August 12th. Hachigatsu, it's August. Juni Ka. Would you say Junika, or would you say like, because Futsuka would be like second day. Toka is day 10. So would you say like Junika or Ju Futsuka? I'm not sure. One or the other. But yeah, so today's the 12th. Yeah, I don't know if I can stream the Thursday or Friday. Because I basically have 2.5 weeks to do it, which is enough time, assuming I don't actually get sick. So that should be good. Anyways, thank you to anyone who, watched the stream. Do please leave a like. If you liked it, subscribe for more. Hit the bell so you miss nothing. And, sharing if you want to helps a lot. If you don't, then please, like, subscribe, and hit the bell. So that's all. I'm going to show off my model really quickly. So here are all the expressions. Thank you for coming to the stream. Here's the crying animation. I can combine it with the other animations and with everything. So, and the crying animation I did can go forever. Art, rigging, live 2D, all by me. Check out my socials below. My website, my merch website, is under maintenance because I switched to a new host provider because the old one was like really crap and it ran super slow. So the website moved over. Some of the products aren't showing up, so I have to like fix that myself because they're still in the thing, but I just have to tweak it a bit. So it's maintenance mode, but I don't have the time to do that probably until like next week. So my website, my merch site should be up and running by the end of next week. But yeah, I'm like very busy. I have to fix that. I have to do some filming for merch, try to promote it, of course. And then I'm working on like a manga this month. So it's a short story, one-shot chapter. That's it. Like I already have the story written. I have the character designs all sketched out. I haven't posted them yet because I wanna wait to post it. I was going to, but I want to wait a touch of time. But yeah, so I'll be doing that. But yeah, anyways, like I said, plans for streams. Kyoto Colorful Days will finish Akane's route. Maybe Madoka's will do it too, but definitely finish Akane's route next Monday or Tuesday, one or the other. Yotsubato will be, on the weekend next week. Maybe this Thursday or Friday, I don't know. And then next week, I'm going to put out a video basically just outlining how to go about learning a language, particularly Japanese. There will be a short video talking about that, where like a YouTube short, it'll be a minute or less, talking about that and also talking about free resources in it that you can use to learn. And then in the longer video, I'll be going more in depthly about learning, about the free resources and also about paid resources you can use, because using paid resources, obviously they're going to be better constructed and be easier to use. Also, if something helps you to learn, or if something helps you, it's nice to show support in some way, right? So yeah, that's good there. There'll be a video for that next week. 2 videos, a short one, like I said, outlining, generally how to learn a language, and specifically for Japanese, using free resources. And then there'll be a longer one, not a long video. The longer video is going to go more in depth with that and also mention paid things you can use. The long video is not going to be that long. It'll be less than 10 minutes. Definitely less than 10 minutes. Might even be only around 5. But that video will come out around the end of next week. So yeah. Anyways, see ya. Thanks. And bye.